Good morning, everyone. Virgo, I'm speechless. Not you, M.E., the one delivering this message, the one who can see what's organizing itself to arrive in your life and is struggling to find words adequate to describe the scale of joy that's about to become your daily reality. Because happy is insufficient. Happy is what you feel when good thing happens, when you get compliment, when day goes well, when small desire gets met. This isn't that. This isn't small happy. This isn't fleeting happy. This isn't happy until next problem arrives happy. This is baseline shift happy. This is I wake up and life is good and stays good, and when challenges come, I have resources to handle them happy. This is I didn't know this level of okayness was possible for someone like me happy. This is the happiness you stopped letting yourself imagine because imagining it hurt too much when reality kept contradicting the imagination. The happiness you called unrealistic because realistic seemed safer. The happiness you decided was for other people, people with different circumstances, different luck, different starting points. But it's not for other people, it's for you, and it's coming. And I'm speechless because the gap between where you are now and where you're about to be is so vast that describing it feels like trying to explain color to someone who's only seen grayscale. Here's what you will be so happy actually means when it's this emphatic. It means multiple areas of life working simultaneously, not just career going well while relationship struggles, not just money improving while health declines, not just one thing fixed while three things stay broken, multiple things at same time, creating compounding effect. Career or purpose, thriving, work that uses your actual gifts instead of just paying bills, recognition arriving, opportunities appearing, feeling like what you do matters and people see that it matters. Financial breathing room. Not necessarily wealth, though, for some of you, yes, actually wealth, but breathing room, buffer, ability to say yes to opportunities without panic, ability to say no to exploitation without terror, space between what I earn and what I need that creates options, relationship that works, whether romantic partnership or friendship or family connection relationship, where effort is reciprocated, where you're seen, where you don't have to perform perfection to deserve presence, where love is steady, not conditional. Health improving or stabilizing, energy returning, pain reducing, function increasing, body cooperating instead of constantly fighting you, ability to do things you've been too depleted to do, internal peace that you've been chasing, not constant meditation bliss that's performance, not reality, but baseline peace, where anxiety is manageable, where you're not in constant crisis, where you can be present instead of always bracing for disaster. When multiple of those domains work simultaneously, life stops being survival and becomes actual living, becomes enjoyable, becomes something you want to wake up to instead of something you endure. That's the happiness. That's what's coming. That's why I'm speechless trying to describe it. It means you'll recognize yourself but won't recognize your life. You'll still be you, same personality, same values, same core identity, but life around you will be so different that past version feels like different person lived it. You'll think about current struggles and not be able to fully access the feeling of them, not because you're denying they existed, because distance will be too great. Like trying to remember exact feeling of childhood pain. You know it happened, but you can't feel it the same way. I used to wake up with dread every day. I don't even remember what that feels like anymore. I used to check bank account with panic. Now I just check it. No panic, just information. I used to think I'd never find someone. Now I can't imagine life without them. That distance, that inability to fully relate to past struggle is marker of genuine transformation, is evidence that happiness isn't performance, it's actual shift. It means you'll feel guilty sometimes about being happy when others struggle, about having more when you used to have less, about life being easier when it used to be relentlessly hard. And that guilt will be complicated. Part of it will be legitimate compassion. You'll see people struggling like you struggled and feel for them, want to help, want them to experience what you're experiencing. That part is beautiful. That's empathy. That's connection. That's not wanting to leave others behind. But part of guilt will be toxic, will be voice saying you don't deserve happiness, that you should stay small in solidarity, that being happy is betrayal of everyone still struggling. That part is poison. That part keeps you stuck. That part prevents you from being lighthouse for others showing what's possible. You'll need to distinguish, keep the compassion, reject the toxic guilt. Let yourself be happy while also being generous with your happiness, sharing resources, sharing hope, sharing proof that things can shift. It means you'll laugh more. Genuine laughter, not Paulette laughter, not nervous laughter, deep belly laughter that comes from actual joy, not from performance of being fine. And you won't remember when the shift happened, when laughter became frequent instead of rare, when joy became baseline instead of exception. You'll just notice one day, I laugh a lot now. When did that happen? And the not knowing when is actually evidence of how complete the transformation is. It wasn't single moment. It was accumulation of moments, of days that worked, of problems that got solved, of needs that got met. Until one day you looked around and realized, this is happy. This is what happy feels like, not constant ecstasy, just sustained okayness with moments of joy sprinkled throughout and challenges that are manageable instead of devastating. Why I am speechless, specifically why this message is different. Because I can usually find words. I describe situations. I articulate patterns. I paint pictures with language. That's literally the function. But this, what's coming for you, is stretching language to limits. Because gap between current state and approaching state is so significant that comparison feels inadequate. It's like describing ocean to person who's only seen puddles, or describing feast to person who's only had scraps, or describing love to person who's only known transaction. Words exist, but words feel insufficient because what's coming is experiential, not conceptual. You won't understand it until you're in it, until you're living it, until it's your actual daily reality. Then you'll understand. Then you'll know what I'm speechless about. Then you'll probably be speechless too, trying to explain to past self what current life feels like. And speechless means it's not just one thing. If it was single improvement, I could describe it simply. You're getting job, you're meeting person, money is arriving. But this is convergence, multiple things aligning, multiple improvements happening, multiple domains shifting. And convergence, especially positive convergence, creates exponential effect. Each good thing makes other good things more possible, creates momentum, creates positive feedback loops. That complexity, that interconnection is what makes me speechless because it's not linear story. It's web of improvements all reinforcing each other. What you're probably feeling right now reading this, resistance. No, that's not possible for me. Maybe for other people, but not for me. I don't get that level of happy. That's not my story. That resistance is protection, is years of disappointment building walls, is decision to stop hoping for big good because small goods kept disappointing. But resistance doesn't change what's coming, just makes receiving harder, makes you fight against own happiness because happiness feels dangerous after years of hurt. Notice resistance. Acknowledge it. Yes, brain, I hear you. You're trying to protect me. Thank you. Then choose to be open anyway. Not gullible, not pretending you're certain, just willing. Willing to be wrong about what's possible, willing to receive if receiving becomes available. Disbelief. This is too big, too good, can't be real, must be exaggeration. Disbelief is reasonable given your history, given how many times you've hoped and been disappointed, given how many times things are getting better turned into actually just different struggle. But disbelief based on past doesn't determine future. Past patterns don't lock you into perpetual repetition. Patterns can break, new patterns can emerge. What if just, what if this time is different? What if past prepared you for this instead of predicting against it? Fear mixed with hope, fear of hoping, fear of being disappointed again, fear of wanting only to have wanting create fresh wound. But hope existing anyway, stubborn hope, hope you can't fully kill even though you've tried, hope that says, maybe this time, maybe this is real. Let both exist, fear and hope. You don't have to choose one. Both are valid responses to possibility of major positive shift. And curiosity beneath all the protection. What would that even look like? What would I do with that much happy? How would I be if life actually worked? That curiosity is opening, is willingness to imagine even while protecting against disappointment, is part of you that wants to believe even while other part insists on skepticism. Trust the curiosity. Let it lead. Let it create space for possibility even while fear tries to slam doors shut. What you should do between now and happiness arriving. Clear space for it, literally and metaphorically. Clean physical space. Organize what's chaotic. Create room for new instead of keeping everything packed with old. Metaphorically, release relationships that drain, release commitments that don't serve, release stories about yourself that limit. Create space, physical, temporal, emotional, mental, for happiness to move in. Because happiness needs room, can't squeeze into life that's already overflowing with dysfunction. Practice receiving small goods without deflecting. Every time something nice happens, compliment, opportunity, kindness, receive it. Say thank you. Let it land. Don't deflect with, oh, it's nothing, or I don't deserve, or you're just being nice. Practice receiving builds capacity, builds neural pathways, makes receiving big goods feel less foreign when they arrive. Address the beliefs that contradict happiness. I don't deserve to be happy. Happy people are knave. If I'm happy, something bad will happen. I'm not the kind of person who gets happy. Those beliefs are active, are creating resistance, are preparing you to sabotage happiness when it arrives. Challenge them now. Question them. Dismantle them. Replace them with beliefs that allow happiness. I'm allowed to be happy. Happiness is possible for me. I can be happy without punishment. And decide what you'll do with happiness when it arrives, not to control it, but to prepare for stewardship. If multiple areas improve, how will you manage that? If money increases, what will you do with it? If relationship arrives, how will you show up? If health improves, how will you use increased capacity? Thinking through stewardship prepares you, makes you less likely to waste happiness through panic or sabotage it through unworthiness. What happens when happiness arrives, the initial phase? Disorientation. This feels wrong because it feels different than what I'm used to. Your nervous system is calibrated to struggle. When struggle ends, system doesn't immediately celebrate, it gets confused. Interprets absence of struggle as danger because unfamiliar equals threat. That disorientation is normal, is temporary, is your system recalibrating to new baseline. Don't let disorientation convince you something's wrong. Nothing's wrong, just different. And different takes adjustment. Waiting for other shoe to drop. This is too good. Something bad must be coming to balance it. That waiting is exhausting. Is inability to be present with good because you're constantly scanning for incoming bad. Notice when you're doing it. Breathe. Remind yourself, I'm allowed to have good without punishment. Life doesn't require balance through suffering. Let yourself be in good without constantly bracing for bad. Tears. Unexpected tears. Relief tears. I didn't realize how heavy everything was until weight lifted. Those tears are healing, are release, our body processing years of tension that can finally relax. Let yourself cry if tears come. Don't judge tears as weakness. They're evidence that shift is real and significant. Sharing carefully. You'll want to tell people, my life is so good now, and some people will celebrate with you genuinely. But others will struggle, will feel triggered by your happiness, will respond with skepticism or minimizing or jealousy. Share with people who can handle your joy, who won't make your happiness about their lack, who celebrate without needing to diminish. Protect your happiness from people who can't support it. The power is yours. It always has been. I am speechless. You will be so happy. And when that happiness arrives through multiple domains, improving simultaneously through baseline shifting from survival to thriving, through life becoming something you want instead of something you endure. Your job is clearing space for it now, practicing receiving, addressing beliefs that contradict happiness, managing disorientation when happy feels wrong because it's unfamiliar, and protecting your joy from people who can't support it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, trust yourself. And listen, you've been preparing for this level of happiness even though you didn't know you were preparing. Every hard thing you survived built capacity. Every disappointment you processed built resilience. Every time you kept going built strength. All of that, all of that difficulty was preparation for holding happiness without collapsing IT through unworthiness or sabotaging it through fear. You're ready, more ready than you feel, more ready than you believe. And happiness is coming. Multiple forms, multiple domains, creating life you stopped letting yourself imagine. Be ready to receive it. Be ready to keep it. Be ready to live it. You deserve this. Not because you suffered enough, just because you're human and alive and here. Happiness is yours. Take it.